As always. What's up, Austin?
Nada.
Were you asleep when I called you? Be
No.
honest.
No, I was going over some terms on this house. I'm trying to buy some seller finance terms.
What are you trying to buy, Austin?
Well, I was driving around today after I was left the office, headed home to eat, and there's this for sale by owner sign, and it's where I want to live, and it's on an acre, and I looked it up online. It wasn't listed, so I called him and said, "Hey, what's y'all asking for it, and would you be interested in seller finance gets?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, we'd be open to it." And they live next door and they own it, so they showed it to me and we just talked about it, and they were like, "We're open to continuing the conversation." So,
How much down do they want?
What's that?
How much down do they want?
Well, that's the kicker. He was like, "Well, we'd really want a significant amount down." And I was like, "Well, I mean, how much we talking?" He's like, "I don't know. You'd have to let me know." So we didn't get that far, but I'm just going to give them some terms. They seem like they'd work with me just to, because it's close by to most of my family and stuff, so it's really not far. So I kind of sold them on the idea of, it's right here at home where I want to be, and I think they're willing to kind of.
How broke did you tell them you were?
I told them that I didn't just do a great deal.
Dang. I mean, look, you gotta play it off. You gotta be sad. How old are these people?
They're probably like 60, but they got like tons of rentals, tons of owner finance properties. They own everything cash. They own the house free and clear. They bought it from the lady who passed away last year, and they've been sitting on it for a year, just deciding what they were going to do with it. So they're pretty cool.
Dang. Well, I don't know, man. Sometimes a story about getting a girl pregnant out of wedlock will take you a long ways. I don't know if it'll work on 60-year-old sellers, though.
Yeah.
Just say it like this. Say, one day I was on Bumble. The next day she was pregnant. Now I'm looking for a nice little house to raise a family in case the little fucker's mine.
They won't even know what Bumble is, though.
That's even better.
Yeah, true.
It's even better. Try it out. See if you can land that close, the illegitimate child close. That's when you know you're a pro.
Well, maybe you can come with me when I meet with them to talk terms.
Do you think I could pull it off? Do you think I could pull the illegitimate child clothes off? I'll go to the trailer park right now and get a pregnant Methany and drag her down on the appointment with me. So like this I've only known her 2 weeks. This looks like way more than 2 weeks pregnant, but you got to say that like off to the side, So then they feel real bad for you. They're like, "Man, he's got a crackhead pregnant and it ain't even his."
Yeah.
And he's too stupid to know. Like
they seem pretty understanding, so
they did. Austin, tell us about. Now, I want to preface this, Austin. I want to tell you how proud I am, mainly because we're on the internet. Because any other time, I'm just going to yell at you.
Yeah, probably.
But really and truly, I was thinking about this today when I was getting out of my car. Mainly because I think Emery spilt some milk in my car and it smelled like asshole. And I was like, it brought me back to a different place in time. You entered my life before Roughneck to Real Estate. Did you know that?
Yeah. No, I remember.
Now that you've actually met Emery's mom.
Yep.
We had dinner together because I don't remember how you found me on the internet, but you were one of the early people that were like, "Hey, I see you on the internet." And
yeah, like, somebody was. Maybe you asked somebody about something in a group, and a girl who worked with me said, "Hey, this guy wants to know about maybe mobile home appraisals, maybe." And I said, "Hey, I can tell you about this." And then I kind of saw what you were doing, and I said, "Hey, you want to grab some dinner?" And you had just come down to Austin to look at a house. I think that was foreclosure or something, maybe.
Yeah, I was pulling appointment and substitute trustee list out of the county database, and I'd come down to Austin to look at one, and I had Emery and Emery's mother with me, and we ate at Denny's or Waffle. It wasn't a Denny's or a Waffle House. It was like a Denny's. It was a what?
Jim's.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it, and I was impressed. And you bought me a chicken fried steak. Now, this is the funniest part. I told you that night. We're talking 2017.
Yes.
I told you that night. What did I tell you?
Put out bandit signs.
I told you to put out bandit signs. I was like, hey, just get some of these signs. And you were like, where do I put them out? How? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, just put them out. Just
Yep.
go get you some, put them out. It took you a while. Here's something else you don't know. You started doing bandit signs with us, and we put out bandit signs. We'll call it Weatherford. This is honest to God. We just ran another lead off of those exact same bandit signs. Spoon went and
Really?
offered on it today. They are still out in that town and still
Mhm.
producing leads.
Yeah.
So that was
It took me that long. I mean, truthfully, because I've told a lot of friends that lately. I'm like, look, I had a lot of guys who were good friends to me because they encouraged me to take some action. I didn't take any action for a long time. And that was when I first took action by just getting out with y'all and riding along with Jason and putting signs out finally with him. So that was when
that
I
was it.
finally.
You kept telling me, hey, I just want you to be my friend and put out signs with me. And I'm like, Austin, I'm putting out my own signs. No, I'll put out your signs with you. I'm like, my signs ain't gonna do you no good, Austin. You got to put out your signs.
Yeah,
And we went back and forth like that a lot. But
Well,
now you snap me all the time. I used to get titty pics on Snap all the time. Now I just get your sign pics. Life has changed drastically for me since Rona started.
yeah.
But anyways, you always sending me pictures you putting out signs. This particular lead that we're talking about, how did you get this lead? The one
This
that's the
one,
headline.
this one is the only one out of the stuff I have that's closed this year or coming up to close that wasn't a bandit sign lead. This one was a driving for dollars lead that I scrubbed through batch, and I text him, and got him an appointment right away.
Well, let me banner this right quick. If you want to know what he's talking about this right here, right at the bottom of the screen. That's what he's talking about. So that one was driving for dollars, Propelio, driving for dollars app, R2R batch stack. Now you sent this to me, and I was like, hey, it's Corona, baby. Get you 10,000. I got this guy, he buys rentals. I'm like, get you 10,000 and be happy about it.
Yep.
Didn't I tell you that? It's like, take this guy's 10,000, be happy about it. You're like, no, I want to wholesale it. And I'm like, Austin, what did I tell you whenever you told me you wanted to wholesale it?
Just be happy with the. Well, I think you told me at first, like, just let somebody else take the risk, and I think
did.
unless we were talking about the townhome, yeah, and move on. And I was like, well, I really want to squeeze a lot out of it because I knew it had a lot of upside, but I'd never dove into all the different options.
So you wanted to put it out. You wanted to put it out on the internet, and I kindly explained to you, Austin. You had this deal locked up at 58,000. So that was your contract price, and you were wanting to wholesale it for 100. And this is a time. This was right at the beginning of Rona when nobody could find a lead. I was like, "What did I tell you was going to happen if you put it out on the internet?"
Someone was gonna try to steal it.
That's the nicest way to put that. I was like, these snaky motherfuckers are going to steal your lead. Like, they are going to feast on this. Like, you've got to keep this one close to the vest. So being that it was your first deal, I knew how much effort, I knew how much time you put into it. I knew you'd been driving for dollars. I knew you'd been sending your messages. I knew you'd put a lot of time and effort into this. I had to come down there anyways. And then after I'll go ahead, what? What'd you say?
No, it was my second one.
This one, yeah, but your first one you wholesaled, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah,
it happened
this
during
is the first thing that I
do what? I think Austin's having internet trouble.
Yeah, I wholesale that other one like before it or something.
Yeah, but that one was a condo. And
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay. You got a little internet issue. It's all right. It's all right. When 30 people start watching you live, they suck the life out of you, Austin. So, anyways, this was your second deal. But when I got down there and looked at it, I was like, how did I change my tune then? What did I tell you then? Every time we do this, Austin has internet issues.
You said, dude, I
I
know.
said,
Hold on. I just turned off my desktop. Let me see if it fixes.
okay. You got
Trying to
amazing
get
lighting.
some bandwidth out there.
Amazing lighting. Like it is fabulous.
Hmm?
How did my tune change after I
Can
saw
you
your
see
deal?
Kaylee now?
Oh yeah, I can see you. You just got to start talking. Tell your story. What did I tell you after I saw it?
You said, "Oh, this will rent. This will rent all day." And I was like, "You think so? I mean, I know it needs a lot of work, you know." And you said, "No, it looks it's good. It'll rent." And so you said, "You need to take this down." And I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" I didn't even think of it like that at all because I'm thinking, I need X amount or whatever. I need some strong cash flows or some history. And then you said, "No." We talked about it a little bit further, and I asked, how much do I need for this? How much do I need for that? And I don't have any history of this and that. And you basically kind of explained what I needed, what I didn't need. And then I said, "Yeah, let's do it. That sounds good."
So what I pitched to him then was because we just became Jet Lending affiliates, and so we did. You were our first or second hard money loan, and how much did you have to bring to closing to buy this property?
I mean, I was supposed to bring 0, but I ended up bringing, I don't know, maybe like a few $100 just because of, I don't remember why, but essentially it would have been 0. And at the last minute, we changed some numbers or something a little bit.
I remember why. I remember why. You went with your insurance company. So they had a different insurance company on the binder, and you swapped insurance companies last minute. So you brought $618 to closing to close this deal. What did you sell it for? So you bought it for 58. You had to bring $618 to closing. What was the final sales price? I think we got a big delay. Can you hear me, Austin?
Yeah, there's a huge delay, I think.
Dang.
I can hear you right now.
What'd you sell this thing for? How much? I'm gonna ask my question in text.
Ended up being at 115.
Bought it for 58. Brought $618 at closing. Sold it for 115 cash. How long did you own the property? I think. How long do you own it, Austin? I think we've lost Austin. How long did you own the property?
Oh, I don't know, 45 days or something total. Maybe
That's
60
awesome.
days total or something.
What'd you end up making on it?
Out the door, I think it came out to like
$51,000. So R2R at Jet Lending, if you got a deal below 70%, we will loan you 100% of purchase price. Austin had to bring $618 because he swapped insurance company at the last minute, but he sold it, owned it 45 days. Really and truly, you had a bunch of offers from the jump. You just none of them were. Some of them were financing. You had like some 125 offers financing and stuff like that. But you ended up taking the 115 because it was cash, correct? There's a big delay.
Yeah, and there was offers out the door right away. Like the typical people who bring offers a lot away, and then some other guys who like were really like, "Oh, come on, man, I want to buy it for my son or something, and can you hold it for me for a few days?" And one guy kind of pulled my leg a little bit, and I was like, "All right, man, I'll for you for a couple of days." Just he was and another guy. That one was they feet, and he was like, I'm now maybe I changed my mind. So there was a bunch of tire kickers that kind of just submitted offers, but they weren't really serious, I guess, or something.
That's what happens. And Michael Earnhardt's asking if there was, your heart, Michael Assad is asking if there was any repair cost. There was no repair cost. I think Austin did go over there and clean it up, but I think he did that himself and trim the trees. But you did all that yourself, right, Austin?
Yeah, I cleaned it out myself and hauled all the trash off. And the house was relatively clean as far as like the paint was clean, carpets were fairly clean. Like, I mean, they were 20 years old, but they weren't a mess. I cut the yard several times by myself, like 5 times, just kept the yard cut. And that's pretty much it. Just got all the junk out of there.
Dude, I can't tell you how proud I am of you this deal. What else you got in the pipeline? We're closing one more for you tomorrow, right? Similar deal to this one.
Yeah, we're closing one more tomorrow. Yeah, this one's awesome. And then closing the other one, I don't know, maybe next week or the week after or so.
I'm excited about both of them. You had another. You of course you got your owner finance we were talking about at the beginning, but you got another one in the pipeline right now too, don't you?
Yeah. So let's see. Got the closing tomorrow, and then the other one. Yeah. No, several in the pipeline that look pretty good. One of them's a duplex that's just a superstar deal, and hopefully that one will work because it's good. It's a 2% rental. It's a great property with like 2 days on market for everything. And then a couple others that I wrote an offer yesterday that didn't get accepted. It was a retail house, but it could have been a good deal. And then another one that's off market that I'm working the seller for a little bit. And I think he's going to do it. We've been talking for a couple months. He just kind of slow to take the bait.
Dude, I'm so proud of you. Like, these are all coming from Bandit Signs. You got to pick your texting back up. What's that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I couldn't have done it without and you and Jason and Corey Moody and all the guys who helped me out. Really made me get out there and do it because I drug my feet for a long time. So,
dude, it's amazing. I'm super stoked for you. It's late. The reason why I got you on here is because I got to drive to El Paso tomorrow, looking at doing another loan out there. So I'm going to drive out there and look at it ourselves. I made you get on because it was late, and I'm going to be driving all day tomorrow. But we'll do this again sometime. Austin, I'm super proud of you. I can't wait to do more loans for you. I can't wait to see what this duplex shapes out to be. Maybe it's your first rental property. Your growth in the last 6 months has been amazing to witness. We need to probably go to bed, but anyways,
appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thanks for jumping on with me and talking about this deal. And shout out to Jet Lending for making it happen.
All right, thanks. Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody, and thanks a lot for all the support.
No problem. Get some rest. I'm gonna be driving tomorrow, so I'll call you later, homie.